so I think we're
Okay,
good.
great. Oh, good.
Yeah, I think we're okay. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Warren Select Board meeting, September 9th, 2025. Welcome. Public comment. We'll have 5 minutes for public comment. Do we have any here?
Is this a quorum?
It is. And Kaylee's on Zoom. You can't see her at the moment. But she's there. So we have a 5-member board. We need 3 to make a quorum. Yes, please, Keith.
Two things. One of them's just a comment,
Yeah.
seeming that I've had to come in. Maybe you should get somebody from the fire department to check for fire codes in this building. I haven't been doing fire codes for 10 years. They might have changed, but I just walked through here and I've seen probably 6 fire codes violations.
Okay.
And I don't know that much about it, so I'm not going to say which ones are what, but
Okay.
it's something you might want to, it's good training for the fire department to understand why they have codes. My CFRs are real old, so. But my
Okay.
main reason's down here for speeding in the village.
Okay.
I was here and questioned the board why they spent $18,000 for a 2-star company to paint lines on the road. And quite frankly, it's worse where I'm living right now because there's no yellow line. I don't even think it's legal not to have a yellow line down the center road because yellow means opposing traffic.
It's a shared roadway, and it is an MUTCD approved.
Nobody
Formatting.
understands it. It's a raceway.
What
And-
road are we talking about?
Main Street.
Headed south out of town.
Okay.
The traffic's been worse. I'm not in favor of speed bumps. I'm just waiting the only good thing about it is probably there's going to be a lot of bike accidents when they hit that one down there, but other than that, I don't believe in punishing everybody for the 10% that are speeding.
Okay.
The second of all thing that I don't like speed bumps to me is because there's no law enforcement in this town. Before we had Mr. Southwick, I think his name was, I always knew him by Johnny Law. We didn't have a problem with speeders because
Right.
he was everywhere.
And Laskowski then after that.
And so speed bumps you're not paying police protection enough, or the police are not doing a good job at corralling traffic. I thought those signs down there had some sort of memory, so you can pull a stick out of them and find out they're not.
No.
I was told they were before.
Yeah,
but,
I think we wanted or looked into that, and they ended up being very expensive,
Yeah.
and we couldn't afford them.
but it's not working. If you put speed bumps up, that's fine, but I live in historic residential. I have a 2-bedroom house on 2 acres, which is pretty much average. I pay $899.21 a month for property tax, and I don't think I need a speed bump sign planted on my lawn. And to me, it's an absolute no-go. Find a better place to put the sign. If the speed bumps are 25 miles an hour, then you don't need a sign anyway.
We have to have a sign.
Uh,
Okay, I hear you, and I have a thought for the board as far as speed bumps are concerned anyway, so we can continue that conversation.
Yeah, I like I said, I've even talked to the sheriff and said, you're more than welcome. The other problem with not having a loft down there, on the south end of town, there's only 3 families on Main Street that are residents, and I'm not technically a full-time resident. And if you cut Hazel Brown Road, there's only 4 families. To me, it tells thieves that, well, there's no cops around here, we can speed, we can break in. And the last time we had a major break-in down through Warren, it was the south end of town. So I'd be more than happy to see officer friendly down there.
Okay,
There's more than ample places to park,
okay, thank you
so.
for your
But
comments on that.
I just don't want a sign on my lawn. I know it's your right of way, but I won't.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have any other public comment? Yes,
I
Dave?
second his thought about the lack of law enforcement in this town for speeding and pretty much everything else. We have no law enforcement. So why make laws? He's right. People can speed. There's no yellow lines. I'm in a historic district also, but I'm on the other side of 100. We seem to ignore that when it comes to speeding. But there's no speed limit display there, but we have one on Lincoln Gap Road, and you have one in town, and everyone ignores them.
Mm-hmm.
Locals especially. Because they're going for work.
How do you feel about speed bumps?
I don't want them. What are you gonna do when a bicycle comes along?
I mean, the bicycle's supposed to be going the speed that's supposed to.
Really? How about a Peloton coming down my hill
Yeah.
on Thursday practicing?
heard that.
And you did?
I heard about
I'm
this.
glad people heard about it because I called state police and they're the only ones that responded.
What do you
2
mean
days later.
responded?
2 days later, I talked to Sergeant Dahl
Yeah.
because I made complaints to the state police,
Uh-huh.
formal complaints.
Well,
And we
I
laughed
was
about
sort
how he
of under
doesn't
the
have enough
impression.
manpower to enforce the laws. And I said, I agree. Now it's 2 days late. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Well, I think that what I heard of the situation that you experienced is important feedback going forward in talking about the Green Mountain Stage Race and how that's carried out, or if it's carried out. So please do get us any and all information you have to share about
I
that.
provided it.
Okay, you've already given it to Rebecca?
had asked for it. I don't know if she shared it with you. I'm not done.
Okay.
Gary Kessler, specifically, maybe this is a paraphrase, no one cares. No one cares about the laws. One of the team members sitting in town with no law enforcement in accordance with the technical guide of that race, there was gonna be law enforcement enforcing fines for parking, right? There's a team van parked on the side of the road, and I said, hey, there's no parking in town. He says, nobody cares. I said, what about if I come over and assault you? He starts recording film. That's all I said. You know, it works both ways. You think you can be lawless? Then I don't have to worry either. Except I'm a moral person. And it's a free-for-all in this town when it comes to laws. We're lucky that there's not more robberies and thefts.
Anything else for public comment? Thank you, Dave.
I
Our
thought we were gonna
time
discuss
is up
the
there.
short-term rental
It's on here
ordinance.
at 8:15.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna move to agenda changes. Rebecca, would you like to join us?
No, but just kidding.
I signed in on my account to get to the Google Meet.
Oh, you should have just clicked on the link.
We did, and it wouldn't let us in. So we
Should be
just,
fine.
it's fine now, but
Yeah.
just letting you know
Okay.
that that's on mine.
Like-
Okay, agenda changes. I just want to ask the board a quick question about speed bumps and offer a possible modification. Oh, thank you. But we can do that under other business. Anybody else have any changes?
No.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna start with Laura. Mad River Recreation District update. Please
Thank you.
join us.
Yes.
Thanks for being
Would
here.
you?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the time. It's a conservation and recreation visioning update,
Okay.
which is the big project that has been part of that VORAC grant. Do you want me to connect to these slides, or they're in your packets?
You can connect to them on here.
You're in my email.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Into it.
So I
Default to
I
mine,
came
just
into the meeting so that, yeah.
to- oh. I should have done it that way. Oh, that is my account.
Yep.
So the first one under starred is all of the meeting packet stuff?
She sent this to me
Oh.
at the end of the day.
independently.
So Laura, if you want to start, I'll just get them pulled
Is
up.
that gonna kick
Okay.
us off the?
Great.
No.
So, in the 2022 cycle for the state grants for Vermont Outdoor Economic Recreation Collaborative, VORAC. We got the largest grant in the cycle, $408,000, and I'm happy to report that we have received every penny of that back, and it has been closed out. There were a number of deliverables and outcomes that I want to talk about tonight. The Conservation Recreation Visioning, which I'll refer to as CRV, was a collaboration of 15 local groups to try and balance ecological integrity and outdoor recreation. So, we realize we have this beautiful valley, we've got a lot of trails. Do we need more trails? Do trails need to be rerouted or improved? If we're going to add trails, why? A to B doesn't exist, other things like that. So we got the environmental groups and the trails and recreation groups together, and we've been meeting for like 3 years. So lots of heavy volunteer lift, but it's been good to have that dialogue come about. And we also employed Arrowwood Environmental to be consultants because we wanted to do a map with data layers showing where the major roads were, all the trails, all the public trails. Now, mind you, in our valley, we probably have as many private trails that somebody's land that they do not want mapped as we do public trails. So, but the public trails are all on this map, and it was one of the big deliverables for us. And there are a bunch of different data layers. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about CRV in general. But it was started because we didn't see that balance happening. The rec and trails groups would meet, environmental people, each town has a conservation commission, and we wanted, more togetherness. So it began in 2022 with the $408,000 grant. And that included 5 components: enhancements and move of the Chamber of Commerce to what we call the Welcome Center at the intersection. Good, thank you, Rebecca, that's it. Welcome Center at the intersection of 117. And the biggest chunk of money went to the bike and pedestrian bridge over the Millbrook behind that intersection. And lucky for us, Bob Kogut, who's president of Riders, is also an engineer, so he was the right man for the job. He did that part of it. We also put additional parking and landscaping at the rec hub. So we call the Welcome Center the indoor place where the chamber has their office, and the whole thing is called the rec hub rather. So we also did 2 crossings over 100 to get people safely to the downtown connector path that's behind Fiddler's Way, behind the laundromat. And then the 5th big component was conservation and recreation visioning. And I believe that CRV was why we got the biggest grant in that cycle, because the state wanted to see how we would handle it so they could use it as a template for other towns. It's a growing pressure around the whole world, but especially in Vermont. So we want to thank the town of Warren for helping fund this. Facein also, the Facein Conservation Commission also funded it. Oh, the other direction, that
Who
was,
else is on there?
yeah,
I turned it to work because I can't get it to go out.
okay. We got $60,000 within the VORAC grant, Lintillac Foundation, Wyndham Lake Champlain Basin Program. Lawson's gave us a small grant, so we're very appreciative. Are you able to move those? So keep going. Yeah, that's our.
What we
thank
have
you.
here?
Yes.
Okay,
It is.
I'm just struggling with where we are.
So the next slide has the CRV steering committee. So these, if you see any of these people out and about, thank them for all their volunteer work, because it was many meetings over 3 years to get us where we are today. And you'll see the 15 organizations listed there, and all these representatives came to meetings. The first year we met as 2 separate working groups, and then toward the end of the grant period we started to meet together. because we had three major project outcomes. So that would be the next slide. So we had three big deliverables to the state for this grant. And one is this online mapping tool, an opportunity areas map that I mentioned before. And that's where we hired Arrowwood. And it's on our website, mrvrd.org, and there's a drop down about CRV, and it's interactive, and you can go on there and look up your land or your favorite place to hike. And Arrowwood, through their investigations, came up with 13 key ecological features that if you avoid these when you're building trails, and this is on our website as well, you can help preserve nature. So, some of them are bat habitat, some of them are, bear mass stands, wetlands, of course, just different things that if you avoid them, you're going to help more than just that one category. And so we always wanted CRV to be science-based, and they had done a lot of work in the valley. They were great to work with. They've done a lot of wildlife corridor mapping. You guys have really good data for that. The other towns not as detailed as what Warren has, but we'll try to enhance that over time if we can get funding for that. But CRV was always designed to be an ongoing project. The first part of it that was grant funded from 2022 until just recently, we call CRV 1.0. That was the grant funded part, but it's always designed to be an ongoing, we hope for decades, that there'll be a dialogue between environmental groups and recreation groups. So, and we hope that landowners and towns, everybody will use this interactive mapping tool, because there's a lot of information there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you can layer on those 13 layers. You can put one on or three or all of them to see, so you can really, digest which things are where in
So
the
those
valley.
layers are
Those layers.
these
Yes,
ecological
yes,
features?
and there's,
Okay.
yeah.
Understood.
So,
Cool.
So one of the reasons we're doing this roadshow to all the select boards and different boards and groups in the valley is to highlight this mapping tool to get people to start to use it. So we'll have things in the newspaper after we finish these presentations. I've done about 15 of them so far. And soon,
Wow.
soon we will have completed the presentations to everybody who wants them. So the second project outcome, go back, yeah, thanks. It was a shared vision, values, and guiding principles statement. It's a couple of pages also on our website. And we know that people will come and go from this project, so we wanted to have a foundational document so that people who are new to the project could go back to this starting point. This is what we agreed on. And during this whole process, we said that most people who live in the Mad River Valley are both recreationalists and environmentalists. So it's a continuum. And, everybody loves to be outdoors, but we got to look after it. So this document speaks to all that, also speaks to additional challenges because of climate change, as we all see with our driveways washing out in heavy rain events. That's what happens to trails that aren't well built. So the standards for building trails need to be better than ever before to survive these climate events. So we also included a recreational trail development process guide. It's only 2 pages. It references the state's trail guidelines because they're really good. We didn't need to recreate the wheel, but we want to make sure that, if groups are building new trails, that they're of a standard to make them last, not have runoff into our streams and the river, et cetera. And, trail groups want that because it's expensive and a lot of hard work to build a trail, so they don't want it washed out. But everybody has to kind of up their game because of climate change.
Question for you?
Sure.
I don't see Sugarbush on the partners.
Yeah, they are there. Joey Carey attended
Okay.
meetings. Yeah,
So their trails are in all the maps too, or?
yeah. Obviously, a lot of their trails are important to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But they have to go. They're in national forest, so they have some pretty high standards
Right.
for developing any new trails. Per the federal government and the state. So
Gotcha.
But yeah, any other questions that come up as we go? So now we're at this changeover. If you want to do the next slide, thank you. The next steps for CRV moving forward will be a bit different. There'll be a quarterly meeting structure and an ongoing process regarding shared work priorities. So up until recently, the rec district has been in charge of this project. We were the fiscal agent. My board allowed me to work about half my time over the last 3 years toward the VORAC grant, which was helpful to get it all done. And now we're handing it off to the planning district, which we wish had been involved during these past 3 years, but they had a lot on their plate with the wastewater system and other things. So Sam Robinson of Warren, the planner for the planning district, town planner, will convene the meetings and be the admin person moving forward. And eventually this information will be on their website or a different website. We're figuring that out. But for now it resides on mrvrd.org. So the structures will be are designed to sustain momentum and implement the vision and address ongoing needs. Is somebody wanting to build a trail and is it needed first of all? What's different about it than other existing trails, and how would that group go about it? So we have these quarterly meetings with partners, and during this time of the grant, a lot of good ideas came up, but we didn't have the bandwidth to address them because we had these strict deliverables to the state. So we kept a list of important work priorities that we want to work on in the next coming years. There were like 15 or 20 of them that were all important ideas. And so the next slide shows a few of those. The quarterly meetings will be open to the public. There'll be like a select board meeting where the public can make comments, and there'll be an agenda for the 15 organizations that are part of CRV. And the first one is September 23rd, 4 to 6 p.m., usually in the Waitsfield town office conference room. So this slide just gives you a sampling of these near-term CRV priorities that we're going to start to work on. So we're developing a code of ethics for Mad River Valley recreation users. It's in process. We also, as I mentioned before, want to reach out to private landowners so that they understand how to use this tool, and we could be a resource to them if they plan to put trails in their land. We, as a group, want to stay informed about the ecological health of the valley, gather science-based information, and share that with the public. And we want to use those things to plan future trails and recreational infrastructure. Another thing that from the very beginning was a big concern was the ecological effects of dogs on trails. As we all know, if a dog is off leash, the owner, even if they're well-intentioned, often can't see or doesn't pick up the dog waste because they haven't seen where the dog goes, etc. In our valley, 2 towns have leash laws, 2 towns have voice control, so it's a big, hard topic to enforce. A lot of mountain bikers just like to have their dogs run by their bikes. So it's something we need to get into, but we know it's a complicated endeavor to figure that out. But we didn't want people to think we're ignoring it. It just wasn't part of the original grant obligations. And lastly is how to get involved. This first quarterly meeting, September 23rd, 4 to 6 p.m. And you can reach out to the planning district. That's Sam's info there, or to me. And I thank you. And any other questions?
Oh, it's a great update. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah,
thank
thanks.
you. Good
Yeah.
work.
The website
Yeah, it
is
was.
excellent.
It's a good thing that we did it, and it was a heavy lift for all the volunteers, especially the recreation folks who'd rather be building a trailer, out riding their bike.
Yeah.
So we had to corral them into meetings to,
Yeah.
settle all these documents. But it is good,
Yeah.
and we really appreciate the town of Warren's support because Facein supported us as well. Waitsfield did not. Financially, Waitsfield supported us with, a lot of volunteers and,
Yeah.
and
Right.
proponent of the whole project. But it was great that we got some additional funding. So thank you.
Yeah, good work. Thank
Yeah.
you very much for the update. And we'll all go check out the website.
Yeah, it's a very
I'm
cool
gonna
tool.
play with that tool
yeah.
more, that's
yeah,
great,
and let us
yeah.
know if you have questions. And again, there'll be more public information about that.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Brent, would you join us, please, for a
Yes.
town clerk update?
Town clerk update, since I haven't done. I'm hoping you can update me.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. On the bond vote,
Bond vote.
the bond vote, and all the
For
documents
what?
associated with that. For that, yeah.
We don't have the documents associated with that yet. We are still projecting going for a November 4 bond vote. And I think we will be looking to do the documentation at the select board level on the 23rd of September. I
Okay.
think.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's the timeline. we
Because
need to
there's
be.
statutorily requirements about getting the warning out,
Yes,
okay? Minimum of 40 days, maximum of 30 days. So we're running up against deadlines
yep,
in order to get that out.
okay,
Which was in the documents that Rebecca forwarded to me from your bond counsel,
Yes.
Keith Roberts.
yes,
All of this needs to be adopted, the warning by
Yes.
the select board.
yes, it does. And
Yeah.
we're working with Keith to do that.
Okay.
And I believe the date is the 23rd
Okay,
that we plan to do so.
okay, all that, so I'll come to that meeting too.
Please.
Yeah, no, because
We'll
I'm,
stay in touch between now and then.
Yeah.
We will most definitely keep you involved in the process.
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's the big thing, because, yeah, all
I'll
of
have to
this,
finish it all on the 23rd,
it's all gotta be,
in 40 days, yeah.
to be, yep, all
Yeah.
done. The resolution, the warning, the ballot, all those things.
Okay.
So that, on the 23rd?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I added it to the list.
Okay. That's the big thing for me,
I think that
and you.
it's 42 days.
Yeah, it's
40
up
40
against
close.
it,
Yeah.
yep,
Well, so it's no less than 30 days and no more than 40 days.
right.
So is the 23rd okay if it's 42 days?
I think we
May
just
not
have to
be.
finish all of our documents so that we can give notification within
Yeah.
the 30 to 40,
I see. Right,
right? Yeah.
great.
So we can, yeah, get it
So
all,
yes, that's
get it all
happening.
posted.
How's everything else going?
Going well.
Yes.
What would you like to know?
I guess I'd just like to know how your daily operations are going. Are things functioning smoothly? Do you have everything you need? Are there things that could improve your environment?
No, actually, the windows are great.
Good.
No. Oh, so update. Thank you to Rebecca for arranging for the new laptop, which has replaced my desktop, because the desktop was operating on Windows 10 and the, what do you call it, the updates, the service from Microsoft
Yeah.
ends in mid-October. So Rebecca got us a new laptop, worked with North Branch to get that set up. Everything seems to be working fine on that, so we're now running on Windows 11, so that's
Good.
all set up on that.
Excellent. So hopefully you'll also be able to be mobile if you need to be. Yeah?
Well, no, not, I mean, mobile, I mean, as far as checking emails, yes. Other
Yeah.
than that, the rest of it, the land records are there.
Right.
The materials I need to do, dog license, marriage license, whatever else, it's all in the office. So,
What are we seeing for marriage licenses and births and such this year?
birth notice came in today, marriage licenses, I mean, last week did 2 of those and issued one today, so typical of busy on marriage licenses.
Good.
How many marriage licenses do we do a year in this town? I'm curious.
That's a good question. I don't have I mean, I would estimate probably 20, 25,
Yeah.
or something like that. It's a great part of the job to be able
Yeah,
to issue those marriage licenses to folks,
yeah, that's good fun.
so.
Good. And any trainings? that you've done recently or looking to do in the future?
No, well, this month and next month, it is the Vermont Municipal Clerks and Treasurers Association
Yeah.
coming up next week, and we've got Town Fair in October,
Yeah.
training at both of those, which
You're going to participate in both?
I am, yes. I didn't go to Town Fair last year, as you know. It's hard for me to step out at the office and not be there to provide to the public, but I think one of the segments for training was on bond votes
Yeah.
at Town Fair, so I said, yeah, I should probably attend that. So,
Great. I'm going to be at that too, at the town fair. I don't know about bond vote, but excellent. Does anybody else have any more questions for Brent?
No.
Thank you.
All right,
I
you're welcome.
appreciate your time. Thanks for
See you in 2
making
weeks.
some time for us. Yeah, it's really exciting. I dreamed about making cookies. Didn't happen. Sorry, I tried. In my mind, I tried.
Thank you.
All right, Sandra, you're up.
That's the one. Here you go, ma'am.
More errors.
How are you?
I'm fine. I just watched my granddaughter's soccer game and they lost 5-1.
Oh, how old is she?
60.
Oh, so it wasn't like kick and run, it was an actual game.
It was an actual game.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
sorry.
Playing
That's
Winooski,
Really,
Who's-
6-1?
5-1.
This is Harwood?
No, no, no.
Oh.
Northfield. She goes to Northfield.
Oh, even
Payne
still,
Mountain.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
sorry. All right, tell us what you got, Sandra.
Well, what I got is that Keith Streeter came in as in June, the VA said he was now 50% disabled. And we get those, all of those by 1st of May usually. And so, and we have them put in then. But he came in late, so we have to get permission from you if we want to give it to him for this year. And that's the 40% off of his dwelling, you know, and
Okay.
so I think you're not going to lose, you know, much money because I think with the extra tax we put on everybody, I think that'll cover that. But I don't know that for sure. So.
I don't know what you mean. I'm
Well,
sorry.
there's what, is it 1.0001, and that's for the covering the one veteran that we have now to cover the 40,000 we take off.
Okay,
So everybody pays, and some is 0.0005.
No, most of them are .001, and
Yeah.
that everyone pays a small percentage
Yeah.
who is not a veteran, and there's one, like you had said, so it comes
Yeah.
out to be about less than half a cent on most, 1 cent, 4 cent for every single taxpayer to
Yeah.
reduce this. I don't know what this would do.
No, I don't either.
I have
So,
no idea, because it's calculated at the beginning when I do the tax calculations, when
Right.
we do the bills, so I don't know.
So he'll get
This
it
is the
next
first I've
year.
heard.
The only question is, do we give him credit for it this year?
Yeah.
Even though it came
Yeah.
in late?
yeah, but it's up
I
to
don't
you.
know why we wouldn't. I mean, He's a veteran.
We always have before.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but, okay, that'll be good.
so if we want to do that, we need to move to approve that, is that what I
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
Okay, do you want us to talk about that now or at another time?
or is there another one that?
Yeah, with the other one, I just want, it's another current use error that happened back in 2024. And it was at the end of 2024, and before it went on to 2025, I guess that's where it is, somewhere in that vicinity. The tax, there was an extra house site put on. And so in December, we should have got the, do I have the right year?
Yes, you do.
Okay, just December, we had, the current use was late. And we never saw it. And so we didn't discover it until the treasurer tried to correct everything, and we had like 5 different problems to take care of. And this one gentleman was fighting it, hammer and nail. And so I dealt with the forester, current use, and then my district advisor came in, and we figured out it was that extra house site, which on his, what looked like a subdivision map, which I guess is not approved yet, I added it. And I shouldn't have. So we had to take that off. So that, but we can't go back and change the 2025 grand list.
So
Or
he's
the
looking-
2024, whatever. So he owes 607.45, and so it was the 2024. So we can't go back to that and fix that. So we have to abate that. And then, in correcting that, we corrected his 2025 tax bill, and that was reduced down by $2,143.45.
It's quite a lot more than the 607.45 from 2024.
Yeah, well, that was his tax bill. You know,
Can I explain it?
Yeah.
His total bill was around $6,000 last year. He, with the change that was downloaded from the state at the end of the year, it was, his current use dropped, so he got an additional $600. At that end of the year, we figured out that this happened in February. A tax bill was sent out without any penalties or interest, a delinquent tax bill, because it was 2024. And he brought his Forest Service results into us and explained to Sandra that there was a program that he had, so the current use was back to what it was supposed to be. And that was where the changes that Sandra found after speaking to the gentleman. He paid his last year's tax bill except the additional current use amount. That's what we're looking to abate for 2024. It has been passed on to 2025 as a delinquent bill. So we would need to abate the $2,000 and the $607, a total of which I'm not sure what the amount is, $2,800 or something like that.
2750,
Is that what it is?
yeah. Something.
So that's what they're, his bill was reduced because he is in a different forestry thing. He was billed for 2 dwellings instead of 1. Those were corrected, so his bill has been adjusted.
So you believe the correct bill is the 4,099?
yeah.
So we need to write off 2,000 from this year's grand list and 600 from last year's?
Yeah, and you're gonna see that 600 again, because we have to have a board of abatement, which you'll all be invited to, just by law. I mean, he has to write to us asking for it. Brent has to set up a meeting, and so then we'll have a meeting, which I won't, we wouldn't expect him to come back from California or out west, wherever he is now. So I will just explain this whole thing again.
So you need us to approve writing off via abatement the $2,750.
Yeah, you're gonna,
$50.
when you get it as an abatement, we're gonna have to do it then. We have to follow all these
I
different
see,
steps.
so we don't have to do anything for
No,
this now?
you
you're
don't
just
have
letting
to
us
do
know.
that
Okay.
now. Yes.
We have to go to the Board of Abatement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 members of the select board are on that board.
gotcha.
You will listen to the town clerk, myself, the listers, and explain what it is. I think we're just looking to see that being prepared, this is
Gotcha.
gonna have to be.
You're just letting us know?
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But we do need a motion for the Keith Street.
yes.
What else?
That's, I hope that's it. been a rough year already.
All right, I would move to recognize Keith Streeter as a veteran, 50% disabled, in spite of the timing of that notification for the
Yeah,
purposes of.
next year it'll be an automatic.
Yeah.
The state will send it to us.
Do we have a second? I'll second.
Second.
Thanks, Kaylee. Any further discussion?
My question to Keith is, you are a resident, a full-time resident of Vermont, correct?
Correct.
That's what I wanted to make sure.
Oh, he's here?
He's here.
No, I
He just
right there.
snuck in?
wasn't here begging for money, but
Yeah, okay.
Well, there you go.
I've been fighting for like 3 years to get that extra 20%, so.
Well, that monthly tax bill just went in half.
No, it
No,
didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, no,
No?
no,
It's
no,
10%.
no.
Oh, it's only 10%.
But what they do
Oh,
is,
it's from 50 to 40? Okay.
but what they do if you're below 50 is they take the money out of my military retirement and give it to me in the VA. So basically, I only get tax-free money from the VA for my disability. Once you hit 50, they pay your full military retirement and your disability. So it's been a fight, but
Yeah.
I've still got 3 more irons in the fight, but I was trying to get above 50%.
Okay.
Most of it's on my back, and those speed bumps just kill my back.
We're gonna put
Well, if you
more
slow
in,
down
so
and
you're gonna
slow-
have to walk.
You know, if there's a speed
Okay,
limit,
so we have a motion and a
this
second.
is it.
Are we good on discussion?
Can't chase
All
it.
those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you
Motion
very much, and I
passes.
hope I do
Thank you,
not
Sandra.
have to
Thanks,
come
Sandra.
bother
Do you
you
wanna just
again.
give them a quick update about how the reappraisal's going, what they're doing?
Yeah, how is the
Maybe 5
reappraisal going?
minutes? 2 minutes?
Well, the reappraisal is going, thank God for Julie, because my significant other has gotten his arm injured, and so I've been doing hospital, doctor, and all that stuff. But now they're getting it, it's getting to be a zoo because they're now hitting the residents, and so the residents are calling to set up. And they're still trying to find all the condos, because the condos, as I've heard a lady come in today and say, but the condos were always, you always overassess the condos. And they always have the idea that the non-resident tax was more than the resident, and until this year, it wasn't. And so a lot of our so-called people who are supposed to help us was telling them, oh, don't let them in, don't let them in. And so now we're trying to catch up on those, because we started at those last October, and we're still trying to catch those. So we're doing that. They've got a lot more people working now, and so
What's the timeline for
Yeah.
finishing?
April 1st, I said, I think, that's when they'd have to lodge it. They're supposed to have it done by next June. But that should be when they're having the grievances and everything like that, so. I don't know if they've got 10 or more working on it right now, coming in, and
But the reappraisals will all be reflected in the grand list for 26.
yes. And we might, the way things are going, we might be running late, and tax bills might be going out late. But, that we can't predict,
Okay.
so.
In the event that the tax bills go out late, we would potentially modify the due date?
Yes,
We
you
did
can.
that, we did that in COVID time.
Okay.
Remember in
Yeah.
September, we put it back a month because we got the bills from the state were not adjusted until, I think, end of July. I think that was it, so we
And
printed them up.
Is that something that we can do after town meeting, or do we make a provision for that in town meeting?
No, what we could do is adjust the grace period, because a lot of towns charge interest and penalty
Right,
the day it's
after the due
due,
date.
after like August 16th, they would get it 1% interest or something like that. I don't know, I'm not
But
sure.
we're already giving them 30 days,
We give them 90 days.
90 days more.
Yeah.
And so we should be covered all right on that.
Right, I think we can
Okay.
hold
And-
them to the 15th of November still, but we can make adjustments if
Yeah.
we need to.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah.
deal with it then.
So the target is to have 100% of the reappraisals and the related appeals done by next June.
It would be
For
good.
the grand list.
I would not say it's gonna happen. All of the buildings, I'm sure, will be seen and everything, but grievance can go on forever.
Right,
When you've
right.
got
Okay.
3,000 parcels and.
Yep.
Okay.
And how many are done so far? Do you have a sense for what?
The condos are getting just about done, and they're what, like 1,600. So, they're,
Do do all the
Halfway?
condos
Yeah.
first and then the single?
yeah, they wanted to
Family.
get those done.
Gotcha.
And they should be hitting Alpine pretty soon because they want to do it before mud season.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, right. So they've been trying to do, the back areas and get those in. So,
And the notification for homeowners or condo owners, do they get something in the mail that says? somebody's-
oh, yes.
Yeah.
We will have to do a newspaper at the end, and that will give what it was last year and what it is, this year and what it's gonna be next year.
But do you mean notification about being reappraised?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
come, if you'll find a sticker on your door
Okay.
saying they've been there, and then you call us and we set you up, and,
With an appointment?
yeah.
Do they
So-
typically just go look at the outside, or do they always go in, or how does it work?
Well, we like them to go in because we have not been in a lot.
Yeah.
On the condos, like Village Gate, they're all, if you get to see one or two on each floor, they are pretty much, they're so small that pretty much
They're
you
all
can't
safe,
do
yeah.
much with them. But then you've got, the other ones that have been remodeled. you
Yeah, and
know.
to Sandra's point, there's like this general thought among a lot of the condo owners that you shouldn't make appointments or let people in because it's
Yeah.
gonna, make your appraisal too high because a lot of them have been redone quite
Yeah.
nicely.
But the trouble is, they're all going high right now. And,
Selling, you mean?
yeah, selling high.
Yeah.
They're way above what we have them assessed for.
Right,
And of course, we're on 2008 tables.
right.
And so I had a real estate agent call me and say that he had buyers for a house in Warren that we have it at 1.6, and they were gonna pay way more than that. And wanted to know what the tax thing was gonna be. And I said, I have no idea.
So is the object of the reappraisal to get each house to
Everybody
100%?
Yes,
At 100% of,
as close to 100% as
Yeah.
possible.
so we're at 63 now, if I remember,
Well, yeah,
61.
yeah, they
So-
gave us a little bit
So
because we
appraisals
were at 50.
are expected to go up 40%
Yeah,
from 61 to 100.
and then the
And if
tax
everybody
rate
goes
should
up
come down.
41, then everybody's taxes should remain
Yeah.
the same because
Exactly.
you'd have
And
a
then
higher
the
base
CLA
for,
will be taken away. when
Yeah,
you
then
make
that, the penalty for that, yeah.
right.
So, you'll just have a lot of grievance meetings to go to.
Sure.
I see.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dave, do you have a question about that process?
I have some information. I already got a reappraised, let him in, went through the house, gave him more information than he wanted me. He was out and I was still talking to him as he left.
Great.
No, it wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
No, my house is a piece of shit. I'm lucky I can do the own work myself. But that's beside the point. I'm not against reappraisal.
He was perfectly agreeable. Your
He
experience
saw
was
everything
fine.
he wanted to see.
Great. So it's not painful, everyone.
No, it is
Please
not
let the
painful.
appraisers in.
Right,
No, I want everyone to let him in. So everyone can get appraised honestly.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Instead of
Dave.
playing games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's the only way to make it fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
You think?
Yep, and the ones who won't let us in and they appeal their assessment, guess what? You're all on the next board, the Board of Civil Authority, and you have the chance to go visit the house at that time. So you've got plenty to do
This
next
is
year,
next
so.
year, Sandra?
Yes,
So I
next
think
year.
my term expires in
Yeah,
March.
yeah, right, uh-huh. So I just want to warn you that we're trying to do the best we can, but you are going to have a lot of
Yeah.
more meetings.
And so you're saying we may have even more because so few people have let the
Yeah.
assessors in.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything we can do to help get people
Yeah.
to allow them in would be beneficial
Yes,
to us.
right, yes.
I mean, it seems like if you don't let them in, you should be at the top of the.
Well, I think that's what Sandra's
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
getting over
They're gonna
assessed.
assume that you
Yeah.
renovated everything, and that's
Yeah.
why you're not letting them in.
Right. So, I mean, we try to be fair, but some people just, they just don't like us. So,
Well, thank you, Sandra. We
Okay,
appreciate your time and the update.
I'll try to keep out of trouble now.
Yeah, please do. Good luck with all the doctors.
Yes, all right.
Yes, Dana, thank you.
My
Hi, Dana.
team,
Hi.
these are, let's see, this, a lot of this stuff is already stuff that, Beck gives you guys. So, the first piece of paper that you see on there is, it's something that I go through every single time when Sandra gives me a download. So when she's done an adjustment or she's gotten a download from the state, this tax status report has to match up with the tax book from the listers. So that means that our tax base and the listers and their grand list is the exact. So we go with the number of the cumulative. So the 22,022,581 is the same number that the grand list has at this point. And we're pretty good when there's an issue. Even if it's $1.20, Sandra pretty much hates me. Oh, she's not gone. Okay.
So the total taxes collected by the town of Warren is $22,022,581.64.
At this,
To
we're
date?
trying to, no, we've
No,
only paid
that's-
7,000,006.
Okay, that's what we are owed.
Right, so we
Right.
have
I
14,300
see. The total
standing
bills.
out, and that
Gotcha.
comes out to be for the next 9 weeks, about 1.5 million a week we have to
So
collect.
we've collected $7,691,000.
Correct, exactly. So we're doing really well. The next piece of paper, if you see on the top of that, you'll see the balance, the checking balance at this point. So we have about almost 2 million in there. I have not paid off the, what is it,
Line
that
of
called credit
credit.
line at this point, because I'm holding that until I pay the first Harwood payment.
Right.
So once that goes out, and that's probably about 1.8, it could be 1.9, I really actually don't know.
What's the
Until-
timing of that first?
They have it on their form that they want it due by September 10th. I don't get the bill until maybe the 24th of September.
That's
So
convenient.
it's, I think they may want to adjust that due date
They may.
a tad. But there's 3 payments that we send to Harwood. So I obviously divide the total payment by
Yeah.
3, and then I do it by 3, obviously.
Do they
And-
go to Harwood or do they go to the state?
No, they go to Washington West.
Washington.
And the state education one is due November, and the last one is, I think, May 30th or June 1st or something in that tone. Don't you guys remember something like that you signed? Do you remember anymore?
No.
Okay.
It's June-ish.
I think it's June, I think it's June 1st-ish.
We're always just
Because,
like,
oh, it's June,
"Whoa."
it's gotta be because I took the credit line out. So
Exactly,
June 1st, exactly. So, once I pay the first Harwood payment,
We send 3 checks to Harwood and 1 to the state.
2 to the state,
2.
1 in November and 1 in
So
the
we send out
1st of
5,
June.
5 big checks.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So the one to the state, as you know, it's probably around 5 or 6 million, I think, something like that. And then the ones to Harwood are, it's $4 or $5 million. So total about 17 million goes to the state probably about 18 or 19 goes to the state, for education at this point. So it's a chunk, guys, it's a chunk.
And so, not that we need to spend too much time on this, but
No.
what we send to the state gets distributed
To
to
other
other
towns.
districts. And
Correct.
what we send to Washington West is what we
Our share.
actually,
Our share of what goes to the district.
to the district.
Correct.
For the kids in this,
In this district.
In this-
And then some schools in our district also get additional funds from that check that we sent to the state, however it is,
Oh,
because they might
okay,
have more
right.
free and reduced kids in the
Whatever the
school, or whatever
weighting
the.
element comes from
you said
the
it.
state funds.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you
Exactly.
for clarifying that.
Well, I don't make me do a PowerPoint, but, okay. So I have about, as you can see down in the Premier account or Premium account, it's 5 down. Right on that first page, you'll see about $4.5 million in it. So once the money starts coming in, I'll stick more money into there. It's on the same.
Is that the high
top.
yield? Yeah. is
Yes,
that
the high yield one.
What percentage is that at?
I think it's 3 point something at this point. They're really good to us, really good. So, and that's it. The last page you guys have seen each time with the capital money. And the capital money I don't send in until November. That's when all the taxes have been paid. That's when like special appropriations go out. That's when tax refunds go out. That's when, the fire department stipends go out. That's when all the volunteers are paid, their stipends go. That's usually when all the checks start going out.
When is that? Sorry.
I usually try to do it around after the 20th of November. And I start, the first round is usually special appropriations because they are asking for the money for their year. And then in that is Mad River Rec, the guy that walks around the Stewart guy.
Stewart
Mad River
MRV.
Stewart, yeah. Those people. PTO money goes out sooner. I usually try to get that out of here by the next couple weeks because they put it into their account. And that's about it. But the money is there. I'm glad we didn't have to use the full $1 million on the credit line. That would have been a little bit of interest that I hate.
Did you
paying.
end up being able to avoid it completely?
600, we used 600.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
yeah, not
job.
bad.
Yeah.
With the ACH and the credit, the payments, the monthly and the quarterly payments, that keeps us a little bit afloat. I hope we don't have to have a credit line or use a credit line next year, so,
Okay.
knock on wood.
But it's good to be able to have the option.
I have to say, Megan
Yeah.
is so,
Northfield is really good to us.
they're
Yeah.
so good to us,
It's
so
a
good.
nice little safety net,
Yeah,
Exactly.
she's great.
especially with the volatility from the education fund. It's crazy.
No idea.
Do
So,
we have any other questions?
yeah, any questions for
Dana?
me?
no, this is great, thank you.
Tax implications for a potential anticipated bond, is that something you feel like you can get
I don't know enough about.
hypotheticals to us?
I you guys said it's about 300,000,
Well, she sent a schedule, so the first year,
is 300,000 on
300
it,
and
so I have to figure that out. It's gonna
as a
be,
whole.
it's not gonna be a huge chunk, but it's gonna be
yeah.
Let's try and
slight
work through
chunk.
that in the
Yeah.
next week if we can. 'cause we'd
Yeah,
like to
so
try and
somebody,
get a
I had
public meeting.
I had something that broke it down to exactly what it is, and I can also talk to Nemrick, because they go through a lot of
Oh, yeah, that would be
bond
good.
voting for that.
Yeah, so what we
Right.
sent you and the way Ken broke that down is just like what would be due for interest and principal each
Correct.
year for the 30
Correct.
years. And then with an understanding that that moves depending on when we actually take funds
It's
or
fine.
defer things,
Yeah, I
right?
can
But
figure that
we're
out.
wanting to just an understanding of like, what does this look like for
Yeah.
taxpayers over the next
That's
4
not,
years?
yeah, it's
Well,
not.
if Nembrick has a standard form that other towns have used.
Yeah, I
on
think
how
they do.
show it, it would be,
Yeah.
that'd be super helpful.
No, I know, I was thinking the same thing, so.
That would be great.
Let's talk about the pavilion opening for
Yeah.
this
Festival
Saturday.
permit?
The permit, portalets are ordered, one, I think, is coming in, dropping off on Friday, so we'll have it, they'll pick it up on Monday. The chairs, we're just not doing food because on a Saturday, it's hard to get a food truck
Wedding
out.
season.
And most of the people that are serving food are solo owners. So if they're booked, They've been booked for a while,
Yeah.
whether it's a wedding or anything like that. So we said picnic dinner and bring a chair or a blanket. And
Oh, that's fun.
the church is selling baked goods at this point, so I think
Cool.
people are hungry.
You have,
What did I
you
put?
have slashes on alcoholic beverages
No,
and
we,
food.
That
we
was
were,
pre,
that was
So neither
Yeah.
of those are happening.
none of them.
unfortunately.
I
Can
like
we bring
picnic.
our own?
Picnic sounds fun.
Technically, no.
I'm
You
saying,
know what?
if
Food
people
or-
are bringing food, and you know what?
Food,
I can't imagine, there's 17-piece ensemble that are coming.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh, I
so
keep
the,
saying
wh-
12, 17?
all of them are coming. They all are like, yeah, we're coming to this place. So, that's about it, you know, I think I don't think everyone will stay the whole 2.5 hours. I mean,
Are they planning to play for 2.5 hours?
they play for an hour and like 10 minutes, take like a 15 or 20-minute break, and then they stop around 8:10, 8:15. So if there's only one person out in their
So
yard, they'll probably
we
stop.
We should say that this is going until 8:30.
Did I, what'd I write?
You had 8.
Oh, that
But
makes-
if you think they're gonna play until 8:10 or 8:15, I'll just
yeah,
say
and that's,
8:30.
yeah.
Parking will address the same way we've dealt with
Yeah,
the last
and I have to
few.
say, when Marie had the library social this weekend, there was about 70 people here, and the parking lot, it wasn't crazy. There
She
was
said
no
it was
street
fine.
parking. It was absolutely fine. They parked around the library. They parked on the other side. The bus that was here, the art bus that they brought, used most of the, you know, they parked most of the, right on that side. But all of this was fine. You guys, it was
Yep.
manageable.
Yeah, I think we felt the same
Right.
way, even
So
with
if
the
we
wind
need
down.
somebody, if it looks like there's 5 million people coming, you know, we'll ask the band to park way back by the library, so it's not as crazy. And I think that they're gonna carpool, so it's not,
Yeah.
we've asked them to.
Have
not-
you
not-
chatted with the cemetery commission about using? that
No, I
lot?
haven't,
No.
but I keep thinking about that. I haven't done
It
it.
might be worth asking.
Yeah.
I think Jeff's here, or was here.
I always let them park in West Hill.
Well, we only
Glad
wanna,
you guys think it's funny, I don't.
no,
I thought it
wouldn't.
was a time, so I thought you were trying to be funny, Dave.
No, I'm being very sarcastic.
No, I'm not, we're not gonna park on West Hill.
Okay,
No.
porta potties, water?
We just want them to bring their own.
Basically, it's bringing in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take it
I
out
think
for lunch.
because it's a
Yeah.
picnic, that's fine.
I like picnic, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we said picnic and we
It's a great
just
idea.
not, you know,
There's just no one available to.
no,
come up
no.
and cater
And we were thinking like,
fun.
oh, we'll go to Costco and buy
It's like
wrap.
Tanglewood.
No.
Think of
not doing
Tanglewood.
No.
You
Yeah,
go in.
exactly,
But,
exactly.
I wonder if it's worth letting the sheriff's department know that the event is happening.
We've already told
Davis.
Davis.
Yeah.
Great.
them.
Is the constable gonna be there to keep order?
Maybe.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
Back there.
Trash and litter removal. What are you planning on putting?
I'm gonna we have a couple cans at our house, and so we'll just bring it. And
Put them
then-
out and
yeah.
clean it up at the end.
Clean up at the
and
end.
use this.
And smush it down, and I'm hoping they pack in, pack out, but if they don't, we're gonna have trash cans there.
Okay.
So that's not gonna be an issue.
Trash and recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions?
I think it sounds great.
I think it's gonna be a nice evening, it really is.
Yeah.
Weather's been beautiful, everything. I think people are excited for it, so.
How about the application fee? I only say that because it's been kind of like the running joke of the application fee. Kaylee?
Well, we don't have a fee structure, so I move to waive the application fee.
Second,
And it's also a town event, so
yeah.
Yep.
the town's gonna pay the town.
Yeah, I'm gonna write the town a check.
Could you please?
And what account do you want me to use that at?
And post a bond for,
I would like to use capital funds.
okay, do we have a motion to approve?
Yes. Motion to approve the Warren Town Pavilion opening.
Second,
Any further discussion? Public? Anyone? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. I'm pretending this is the original.
That's fine.
So any
Thanks, Dana.
treasurer questions, guys, at all?
Yeah, thanks.
No,
for
let's
covering.
just do that, the tax stuff
Okay, got
for
it.
the bond, that'd be
We'll
great.
talk- we'll chat about it
Thank
tomorrow.
you for this update.
Thank you, Dana.
Oh, no, thank you.
All right,
Sign it out here.
Andrew,
Hi.
hi, please join us.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, how we doing?
Thank you. Talk to us. What's
do you wanna know?
happening?
Where are
We
y'all
wanna
going today? You were
know-
all driving up the, I saw a whole bunch of you.
Sugar Bush Woods. We ditched all the Sugar Bush Woods and re-gravelled the whole road.
Gotcha.
Yeah, tell us what you've been doing. Tell us how you are in your work progress.
We're doing good. We've gravelled 6 complete roads. Then we had all the flood damage that we've pretty much wrapped up with other than a few washes here and there. And that was Airport Road, Dump Road, Inferno, Access Road, 7 slumps between Brook Road, Inferno, and West Hill that are all stone lined over the banks now. And then of course the Pit Road, Lincoln Gap, and Hanks Road were washed out. So those are all fixed.
The
We've
ditches on
done,
Inferno look great.
thank you. We did the big culvert on Senor Road that was collapsing. Dump Road, we did another culvert. Airport Road, we've done 2 culverts. Plunkton Road, we did the culvert that was scheduled. West Hill Road, the culvert scheduled is done. Other than that, grading and roadside mowing, we've mowed, I think, every single road in town once.
I have a comment on mowing. I got a call that there is a significant amount of poison hemlock on the side of the road on Senor.
Poison hemlock.
Yeah, it's related to the poison parsnip family, and it's one of the most problematic because it's dangerous to humans and animals. I don't know a lot about it, but apparently there's a pretty significant patch between Wayne Cathin's driveway and like Old Farm Lane. Brian's horse barn there. And that and it's an invasive, so if it's mowed before it goes to seed, it drastically reduces the likelihood of it spreading.
Well,
And
that road's already been mowed once this year.
is it on the schedule to be mowed again, or is it possible to?
We try to get everything mowed once, and if there's some time to do another pass in all of our spare time, then
Right.
possibly.
Down a person.
Can you do that one at the top of the list for your second pass? Just put, if you have a list for second pass.
Don't really have a list yet.
Have we confirmed that it's poison hemlock? Because we have a lot of bishopsweed around here, which looks very similar to
Yeah,
poison
no, I
hemlock
think,
and
you know,
parsnip.
I think this person did, do the whole app and make sure, and they're certainly a source that I trust as far as knowledge of plants.
Okay.
But we can have somebody else verify. We could ask Keto to look at it.
So
He's
I got
certainly
no
very
clue
good
what
at
it
that.
even looks like, so.
I don't either. I know poison parsnip, but I
Make
don't
a
know
note to ask
poison.
Keto.
Yeah, we can ask Keto to maybe take a look. He's sort of our go-to for that. And we
And
can-
heck, if goats eat it too, maybe they can mow.
it's poisonous to them.
To
Is
goats.
it?
It's
Because they eat a
poisonous.
lot of invasives.
Yeah, it's
including
poisonous to
poison.
animals and humans.
I'm thinking that some of that, you sure it's on the roadside and not in the woods and along that field? Because some of that we don't mow because of all the trees and everything. From
didn't-
Wayne's to Old
this
Farm.
isn't from me, so
Is
I
it?
don't know exactly. That's the leaf,
Cool.
and this is the flower. So it does look a lot like the even Queen Anne's lace, right? Like easily mistakable. So maybe we can ask Keto to verify, and then if you guys can get up there and try and mow it, that would be great. If you're up that way with the mower or doing a second pass.
Just driving around with a mower.
Yeah, in all your spare time, down people.
Like I said, try to get one pass done
Yeah.
on 50 miles of road. That's 3 passes on each lane. That's 150 miles of mowing.
3
So
passes on
if we
each
get
lane.
if we get everything mowed once, that's an achievement.
Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like you are doing really well with.
With the mowing, yeah.
Well, what about the other things? You sounded
No,
like
we're-
you've
we're-
got all your culverts done.
I've got everything done that I think needs to be done before winter. There's a couple on the airport road that below Highland Drive that I want to upsize, and a couple above there that will be on next year's list. They're not failed right now, so we fixed the headers. Then I've got a couple of places of pavement that I still gotta get patched this year that was from flood damage. One on the bottom of the airport road and then Inferno Road up by South Village. I marked that all out and then it's not looking good to have Pike fix it.
Well, they're coming back, aren't they, to do the work on
They'll
Pumpkin?
fix the 2 spots on Plunkton, but I'm getting them to do a bunch of handwork. I've already talked to Dave and
He doesn't think so.
he doesn't think so. He said if I can find somebody that can say, yes, we can do it, go ahead. Which I potentially do have. I'm just waiting for a phone call back.
Okay. Well, good work.
That has to be patched up.
How do you feel about the access road patches that they put in where they,
They're redoing them.
so you don't?
I've already been.
That's how he feels about him.
I've already been in touch with Sugar Bush and they did a really good job seaming it.
Yeah.
Very little bump, but as you drive over it, you feel that it dips like this really bad.
Oh,
And I don't know what that'll do in the wintertime. Eventually plows start catching or whatever. So I
Right.
talked with Joe from Johnson Paving and he was looking at them and he was wondering, and they're gonna try to do something with it
gotcha.
in the next couple of weeks, I think.
Before
Maybe
winter.
even sooner than that. Yeah, cause you start getting much past the middle of October, well, depends on the weather, but
Yeah.
much past the middle of October and you don't wanna do any paving. Patching in is one thing if you're putting 4 or 5 inches in, but
Right, right.
And we've got Parent Construction coming to do work on Main Street. Have we heard from them?
in the slide project, or the riprap project on the airport road between Highland and Cold Springs, that's
Yeah.
all done.
That's done, yep. Nice.
And we received the funding for it.
And how did Kingsbury do with their bid? Was that a firm price or did they, were we
I
over budget,
believe,
under
have
budget?
we been billed for it?
Yeah.
And we got billed what we
Yep.
were quoted, cause they came back a second time and the first time wasn't the greatest, and the second time they made good on it,
Good,
so.
okay.
The jetting of the culvert.
Actually, that's, the second cleaning of that culvert
Right.
should be happening the 15th.
Was this one, the one on the access road?
Yeah. And then we're gonna extend the end of it, the inlet side of it, so that it's not so close to the bank, and try to do something to mitigate the trash and debris that's coming from Sugar Bush. Cody even agrees with me that everything that keeps plugging it up is way out of our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So between silt and sticks and literal garbage that keeps plugging it is
Yeah.
coming from up above somewhere, so I don't know
This is the
who-
one that's right across from where they wanna do the workforce housing,
Yes.
toward the bridges, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And
actually,
did it get sleeved?
no, it hasn't been sleeved yet.
Oh.
They came too late. It was a 2-week window between when it was jetted the first time and cleaned out and when they cambered it. Because unforeseen circumstances. So we're jettering it again to clean it out so they can do a camera inspection and give us a condition report, whether or not we need to spend 50 grand lining it.
Okay.
But it's getting clogged because of garbage and not,
And
Well,
silt.
the inlet side of it is, the bottom of it was rotted out a little ways in.
yeah,
And some of that has been bent down from digging it out. This is a problem that started about 4 years ago. Never had an issue there.
huh,
And then all of a sudden we start getting all this, something changed up in Sugar Bush, up in the village, or
that flows
In-
back by Shark?
in behind
Yeah.
the Shark. Comes actually, if you're looking up the hill, comes from between the Shark and the village road.
Huh. I wonder what's going
And
on.
I've spoke with Jimmy Westell about, is there something they could do about the garbage in the washing?
Yeah,
And never got an answer. Same, I've spoke with Margot about it also.
yeah.
So, I guess it sounds like we should have a conversation about what can be done to mitigate trash
Yeah.
and sediment upstream.
Somebody needs to have a conversation with the upstream landowners.
Which is the Shark.
I believe
Sure.
so. I haven't
Sugar
actually
Bush.
looked to see it. I believe Sugar Bush owns it because
Sugar Bush owns it.
literally the corner of the employee housing that they wanted to build is like right there.
They own
Then
all-
they
own all
ran
of
into
that.
some issues with that being a brook, and I don't know the whole
It's-
scenario.
Yeah, it's actually a stream, and they're apparently fishing it. It's not just
Right now, there's not.
yeah.
If
I mean,
they
it's-
are,
it,
then
it
they're
looks
living
to
in a pool
everyone else
somewhere.
like it's water runoff.
Yeah.
So,
It runs, on a typical year, it runs year round. Right now, it's dry.
yeah.
That's why I'm hoping, I personally think we should line it, but if the condition report comes in and says that the thing will last, it is good enough to last another 5 years, then we've got a window to line it.
Okay.
Because when they line it, it's guaranteed the liner's guaranteed for 10, but
So, do you feel like we need to engage in a conversation with Sugarbush about that culvert and what's coming down and potential fixes?
something with the silt, trash, debris, everything that comes down through there.
That goes on our list.
Because we're digging it out constantly.
Yeah.
And I forget her name with the A&R. What's her name?
Rachel.
Rachel's. I've asked about taking dirt out. You're only allowed to take 10 yards out at a time, like at a header of a culvert to clean up.
Really? For the Agency of Natural Resources for Vermont says that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Any of our culverts, like when you get these big, huge floods that
It's
comes
not
out
even
of the
one
woods.
dump truck.
No.
Okay, so
Anything more than that, and then they have to come and look at it, and they have to approve you to what amount that you can take out.
See,
And
right.
what else are you gonna do for the rest of your summer if you've got it all done already?
we're not all done. We've got
Keep
plenty
it
to do.
busy.
We haven't even started doing any brush cutting.
Okay.
And then we've got 50 truck tires that have to be mounted. We haven't even started getting the trucks as far as ready. They're slowly going in for Vermont State inspection, so we've got a ton to do. And then we have people that still are taking vacation. And that
Okay.
leaves us, when somebody leaves now, it leaves us with three
Three.
people.
Which is okay for like the tire and shop work or?
It's all right for the shop work.
Yeah,
4 people's been a difficult, can't flag.
right.
Then you got one guy doing all the work and one guy driving a truck, and then the rest 2 of them are flagging, so
Right,
it's slowed a lot of stuff down.
yeah. Note to the world, we're looking for people to join the road crew. All those watching.
Well, so we just signed an agreement with Front Porch Forum to do the paid advertising for a month. I just signed an agreement with 7 Days to do, a 3-week period of time advertising with them. Gonna put it back on Craigslist, so
I think we would just keep it out there until it gets
Yeah.
filled.
it's gonna be in the Valley Report.
And it's gotta
on
be
Thursday.
somewhat local, because, they gotta be able to report here within the 40-minute timeline that we have, so that's also,
Are there just no candidates?
Correct.
nobody wants
Hey,
to do
sorry
it.
to interrupt.
Hi.
I'm trying to get onto the video call and I can't. It's Lisa Loomis. I'm trying on 2 different browsers and it's just spinning.
I don't have
Can
any.
someone let me in?
notifications.
We don't have any ask to let you in, like there's no way for us to let you in on our end.
So this Google Meet that's listed on your agenda that I click and takes me somewhere is,
That's what you're on right now.
no, I called, the phone call.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know.
I'm having the same issue. I've been trying to get on from my browser and says it's waiting for someone to let us in.
Yep.
You all are in the meeting. It's just not showing your video. That's all.
Yeah. I
Right,
mean,
and I can't see the video either. Right, we can't see what's happening. So,
we're just talking at this
okay,
point.
that's fine for now, but it's probably not ideal forever, right? That people
No,
can't
this
see,
is, sorry,
participate.
at the beginning of the meeting, we discussed how we're trying Google Meet and working through a new system. We've been having some trouble with Zoom. So we were trying something
Yep.
different and we will work out the kinks. And thank you for letting us know that you can't see anything.
Right, okay,
Okay,
then I'll
thank you.
stop trying to get on. No, I'm gonna listen, so,
Yeah.
but I
of
can't
course.
see who's talking, so I would ask you to please identify yourself.
Andrew, have you thought of a sign-on bonus?
I haven't.
Okay. It worked with Brandon when we hired him.
Oh, that's right.
That's how
Yeah.
that's how he answered the ad. Somebody saw it, they called me, and
Right.
Yeah, because he actually stopped by the shop.
To reapply.
He stopped by the shop and asked if there was if there was still an opening. Yeah, because we see him all the time down at Parstown. I'm not sure that the
Brandon,
Mhm. so not to reapply. He stopped by the shop the first time. I'm not 100% sure that it was really the sign-on bonus that
Oh,
Yeah.
he was told about a sign-on bonus if he signs on, and maybe
Well, I
that
mean,
was the
it-
reason that he said okay. But
It's worth thinking about.
yeah,
Okay. I want to keep us moving. Do you have any questions for us? Anything
I don't
else you
right
wanna
now.
tell? Yeah.
Line striping is hopefully happening at some point this week.
Yeah, I went and marked.
Thank you, I saw that.
Plunkton's all marked the whole length of it, every 50 to 75 feet, the center line.
Sorry,
We've never had to do that, but that's fine.
it's a new guy, Michelle said.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. It's not that big a deal. It just,
More time.
yeah.
Just more time.
Appreciate you doing that. I mean, I
Thank
could
you,
go out there in my
Andrew.
Birkenstocks and do it, but.
You're more than welcome
You're
to.
gonna get
It's
your
like
toes
a little
stained.
little over 2 miles of walking.
Do you guys have any questions for Andrew?
No, thanks for.
Kaylee, anything from you?
Thanks, Andrew.
Nope, I'm good. Thanks, Andrew.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Perfect.
Way to
Pray for a
move
late
through
snow
that.
year. Doesn't show up until like January.
okay.
No snow at all.
That'd be
then,
fine.
Then our water tables
We are
really hurting.
we are in a ski town, so
Yeah.
they can have it up there.
All right, Jeff, you're up. Thank you, Andrew.
Jeff?
How was your field hockey game, Jeff?
Could have been better.
Could have been better.
Could have been better.
Yeah, we will talk about it tonight.
Okay.
Moving on.
So,
Jeff Campbell.
yep,
Warren
Jeff
Fire
Campbell,
Department.
Warren Fire Chief. We've been busy. Year to date, we're up about 8% from last year, call-wise. So we're at 98 calls so far. Last year at this time, we were at 91. And we did a total of 124, so my guess is that we're gonna be over that. Total hours, though, we're actually down from last year, which is kind of surprising, but I think that'll even out the last 3 months. We just hosted an elevator training, had 13 of our members take it, and a total of 5 departments came: Burlington, Stowe, Montpelier, Waitsfield, and us. So that was good. It was by a nationally recognized instructor, so he did 8 hours of training, and it was extremely beneficial.
This is like how to deal with
Elevator emergencies.
elevator emergencies.
Yeah, not how to, climb, go down an elevator shaft, but the basics that we need to know so that we can at least hopefully get them out before having an elevator tech come and deal with it.
Are we talking about Sugar Bush, the only elevators I know?
There are 14 elevators in this town.
Okay. I learn more every day how much I don't know.
There's a number of condos that have them. Sugar Bush has 4 in this town. Pitcher Inn.
Residents.
Couple residences have them. The school, the municipal the town hall.
That's a really nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Extra fast.
Yep.
If y'all are looking for a journey to light speed, that's the one to use.
At least the door works.
Dave, you're full of jokes tonight.
Sarcasm.
One thing that has changed from last year is we're actually going to be hosting our pancake breakfast that we do Columbus Day weekend. But we're going to host it in the village this year, not up at Sugar Bush. So we will be filling out a festival permit for that and get that to you guys hopefully maybe by the end of the week. So
Great.
see what
Columbus
else.
Day weekend.
Yes, October 11th. What else? A couple new members joined in the last couple months, which is good. Hopefully both of them will stick around. One of them is a SureWrush employee who might not, but hopefully she does. And I think that's about it.
Truck?
Yep, new utility truck should hopefully be in service realistically probably 2 or 3 weeks. So just in time for winter. So that's progressing, so that's about it.
What's happening in the world of telephones?
In what sense of telephones?
Well, weren't we talking about?
We just need to re-engage with Waitsville Telecom.
Yeah, with Waitsville Telecom.
You were wanting to unify our phone system, if I recall correctly, yeah?
Yep, so that's
Where does that stand?
Nowhere.
nowhere.
We just need to re-engage.
So a
with
lot
them.
of it comes down to the cost and just trying to figure things out and.
Yeah, I
go
think
from
we
there.
were trying to run like, is it worth the initial cost input
Right,
to even out the cost over time?
yep.
Yeah,
And I think in some ways it goes back to the end user. Is it easier for them?
right.
It may be a little more added cost, but at the same time, is it easier for the general public to?
Call the fire department, call the road crew,
Correct.
call the library, call the town administrator, the clerk, the zoning administrator.
Yep. So,
Well, I thought that that was a good idea, and so I look forward to.
There were some questions that
We couldn't answer.
we couldn't answer, and Chris was sort of a little bit all over the place with his
yep.
answers, and we just didn't. It,
Fell off the table.
yeah. Kind
Well,
of.
if you decide to pick it up again, I
Yeah.
would be interested.
When it
actually
slows down the
predates you guys.
13th
Talked
month
about
of the
that.
Year
year.
and a
Yeah.
half old. I think we haven't even touched it in like a year and a half or more.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like the 13th month of the year, I'll work on that.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Great.
Anything else? Questions?
Anybody questions?
Comments, concerns?
I thought the training that we went to was great.
Good.
Yes. Thank you for
Appreciate that.
organizing that.
Yep.
That was
And
good.
I think it brought a lot of good conversation that will lead to other things. I'm actually trying to get another person to come in and kind of give some guidance for a couple other things. So,
And I think I at least liked the idea of sort of running a scenario, focused around a hypothetical parade or something of that nature. I think that would be a really good exercise for all of us.
And doing it just with us, with the warden,
right.
Yeah.
was super helpful.
Yeah, I think it just worked better because we could discuss it as us, not multiple towns. And so I think we got more out of it doing it that way than if we had others there too.
I agree. Yeah, definitely kept us more engaged and allowed us to run those hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Kaylee, any questions?
Nope, none at all.
Anyone in the public for our Mr. Safety here?
Just my comment before, I don't know if you wanna bring it up to him.
About
So he has a
enforcement.
face. What?
About enforcement in the village?
No,
No.
fire codes and.
Oh, the fire
town hall.
codes.
Yeah.
Yes. Keith, speak for yourself, please.
Coming into this building, there's a bunch of
Who's
what I
speaking now?
used to assume is fire
Sorry.
code violations that are still in here. I'm not totally firm, because it's been about 10 years. But what I suggested was maybe somebody from the fire department come through and do a walkthrough and say, this isn't up to code. It's good training for you guys, but also it keeps track of what's going on here.
Yep. And I believe that the state fire marshal does come in when they do the inspection of the fire alarm and do a walkthrough also.
Yeah, it just
Who's
needs to be,
speaking?
like, right now, I'm
Keith-
willing
Keith
to bet
Streeter.
there's two emergency exits that are locked. I haven't checked that one, but this one I checked 3 times today, the fire escape, and it wasn't locked,
Was locked or wasn't locked?
or was locked.
Was locked.
One
People
over here
forget
has a
that.
crash bar on it, Keith, the one here in the corner, has an exit sign above the door, has a crash bar that goes out, it's not locked, you can't get it
Okay,
from
so
the
that one's
outside.
okay,
Yes,
Yeah.
it is, absolutely.
but this one over here was locked the 3 times before the meeting that I checked. I don't know if it's.
The
That's
sign
for-
that he's
that's
referring
also
to
for
is
security
locked. We
purposes.
use just the front door.
Yeah, but there's a fire exit sign there, and it's also handicapped for us cripples.
No,
Well,
I'm not disagreeing.
And
Yeah.
Keith, that unfortunately that ramp is not usable right now. So
Yeah, so there's some problems
Yeah.
there. I don't know about the steps going out of the other,
you
the
know,
town
Keith,
office, there's no handrail on it.
Keith, we're looking for someone to sort of manage our facilities. You looking for a job?
I'm not here all the time, and I'm not that familiar with it. I used to, but, fire extinguishers are supposed to be hung up. There should be an occupancy of how many people should be in this room, and with the amount of escapes, I think a room, I don't know how they do it, it's about 15 here, so it might be in violation of a fire code as many people as you get in here. I'm
you're
not
looking at
familiar
it.
of it.
That's helpful. And
Yeah.
But
we'll-
it's something simple like that, and it's good for the fire department. They can walk through and say, we need to fix these things.
You could run a training.
I don't know if monthly checks on the fire extinguishers, but the fire extinguishers are just yearly checked. There's a code on the back you're supposed to sign.
They get
Done
checked.
every year.
They get checked.
Yeah.
Checked every year
Done
by a
every year.
company. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in a building like this, a lot of them have to be monthly. There's a checklist on the back. I don't know if it's true. There's also supposed to be clearance around where the fire extinguishers are. There's some places where they're not.
Yeah.
It's just piddly stuff, but it's good for the fire department to realize.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I don't know, it's, you know, burnt bodies aren't quite as bad as people that are burnt 40 to 60%. They make a lot of noise and they stink. So, you know, I'm a big deal about that because I've seen it. You don't have to see too many before you realize that it's a problem.
Yeah.
And I hate to have one of you people get in trouble because, oh damn, somebody couldn't get out the fire escape.
Right.
Or they didn't know where the fire extinguisher was.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith.
That was Keith Streeter.
And we do have VLCT that comes once a year and just, you know, they review all of our buildings and checks the, you know, like Ruth had to put the exit sign up there and
Do
all the
you
things.
guys do fire inspections? You don't, do you?
No, it's state fire
No,
marshal,
State
Yeah.
fire
because
marshal.
we don't have the authority to.
Right.
Would we give you the authority to, or would the state?
State would have to,
the state
because it
would
has to be a state certified fire marshal.
Right. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
both of you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you,
Yep.
Jeff.
Thanks,
No
Jeff.
problem.
Have a lovely evening.
You too?
All right, we're gonna move on to our zoning administrator update, Ruth Robbins.
Hi, gang. How is
Hi.
everybody?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I even came somewhat prepared.
Excellent.
Well, I just have some odds and ends, just figuring you want an update as to what's been going on.
Yes, please.
On zoning, I can let you know that we've got 36 zoning permits so far this year, to date. The fees, I don't recall what I threw out for a number for potential fees this year, but I know that in '24, it was only $29,521. And I think I probably said I could probably get close to 32,000, which we now, through September, no, not through September, this is September.
This is
Through August, I've got 32,364 in fees. So we're ahead of last year.
Wow.
On the DRB, we've had 1 year without Peter.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that Jeff Sholkoff, who is our chairman, has done a yeoman's job. Chris Bain has been a great vice chair. We've got a new member in, who is on alternate, John Ricard.
I saw that the other
Oh,
night.
and he is valuable. He gives a lot. So we do have 5 of the regular board. We've only got 2 alternates, basically only one, because there's one of them who just doesn't find his way here. But they're just doing really great, and it's worked out. It's been a relatively smooth transition after having lost Peter.
Yeah.
We've had 8 subdivisions, most of them 2-lot subdivisions, and I say 8, but not all of them may have been. There's one that I think is listed in there that hasn't been finalized. May have been 2 actually, but we've had a lot of 2-lot subdivisions, I think, with the change coming up, going from minimum lots of 1 to minimum lots of 5. That's not necessarily the case in all of them, but that has been the case in some.
So they're subdividing prior to the change.
Right, yeah. And some of that even happened last year, you know. And some of them, I don't know if they had planned on it, they just happened to time it right, that they wanted to do it and could.
When's the change coming in?
Whenever we pass the looters.
I'd like to think it's gonna happen, what is this now? This is the 9th. I'd like to think the end of October, middle to end of October,
Don't we
hopefully.
have 2 different 30-day waiting periods, though we have to go through?
No, there's not 2 30 days.
Sorry,
That-
I always forget.
I know, you like the 30, but anyways, that's hopefully gonna help before Thanksgiving,
Get your
if nothing
reading
else.
glasses out, Harvey. It's a thick document.
And I've had 3 boundary line adjustments too, which is basically a form of subdivision.
Yeah.
On the PC, we've got a full board of 7 people. As in the last few years, it's shifted from some of the shall we say, oldies but goodies to a different generation, which has been a whole different vibe, but a good one, as to, you know, having those in their 35 to 45 range. We still have some history, though,
Yeah.
with Mr. Crafts here.
Wait, he,
No,
35,
35 to
he was in
40.
the 35 to 45 range.
Well, with all the work he does around here, he probably, you know, has been. So luckily, we still have some history there, as well as people who are trying to really move some things forward in the PC.
Nice.
As you may know, we did submit an application for a municipal planning grant, because we do have the town plan update that we have to get done by April of '27, and we did not get that. But I'm reapplying for that, and I got some feedback from Jenny Lavoie at the state as to how it can be improved. I basically still have that application I can submit, but obviously I'm gonna work with Sam or Dan or somebody and make sure that we can maybe, you know, make it better.
The town plan needs to be updated by 2027, did you say?
Yep, but we've got this, the dates on this, the deadline is November 3rd for the application. And then I think they actually, I think it's either the end of December, beginning of January is when they actually make the decisions. Excuse me. So that gives us a little over a year. And I keep trying to get them to talk about it, and we keep coming up with other things at the table. So that even though we don't have, because we're gonna use Central Vermont Regional Planning to help kind of walk us through it, like we have in the past with other other professionals.
And they're
Just to
also
keep us
willing
on
to
track.
help with the grant as well,
Yeah.
to review it.
Yeah, and I think that, and I can do that with them. I mean, I feel pretty, I'm trying to do this one more or less on my own to some degree, because I had a lot of help. Not as much as I did the one before that, but that was a smaller one. But I will definitely work with others to make sure we can do it the best we can. That's not a problem.
And the town plan, is that an every 10-year thing, or what is?
8 years.
Every
It
year.
used to be 5, and then they made it, we were just constantly turning around
Okay.
getting updates.
Right.
So they made it 8, and April of, I can't remember the date offhand, but April in 2019 was when the one we have now was approved. So we've got until April of '27. And
Okay.
so that's zoning, DRB, PC. If there are other questions or things that you want to ask about that I don't have on my list, but I thought I'd at least bring a list to share
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Thank you, yeah. I don't have any specifics
Okay.
to ask.
Okay. We had, I will tell you, we had a PC meeting last night, and we talked about it even before, but they talked about the wind down, and how they're very excited and really felt good about the fact that, and they really have it focused as a community event.
Yeah.
And they decided, I think at one point tinkered with the idea of doing one in October, but they're not going to do that. And they actually were thinking they might only do 2 next year. And I think they were thinking maybe June before the July 4th, and then maybe in August after July, you know, something of those in that line. I don't think they're looking to do it on a monthly thing. But I think they want it to have some frequency by having 2. Maybe they'll do a 3rd, you know, during the summer month. Again, with the emphasis being on the community and wanting to do it on the green. And as I think Camilla said, the more you do it, the more you may get people, which is not a bad thing, but with parking, potential parking issues, if it gets to be too popular and too many people. But
I think one of the parking challenges was being Wednesday night. You had the whole fire department.
yes, that is a conflict, you're right.
Well, I mean, and it's fine, except that it just makes parking that much harder.
Well, and this is something, you know, we can talk about and maybe find out just what type of training you're doing on a Wednesday that might be easier for us to be able to share the space, depending on what it is you're doing.
Right, or maybe if it's only twice a year, we could do training at Sugarbush or something
Yeah, well,
that night.
yeah.
Better
I know you
coordination.
sometimes, I
We
know
could
you
plan ahead.
sometimes do off-site stuff too.
Sometimes we do stuff in the parking lot at Sugarbush, or we go to
Yeah,
there's things we
right.
could do off-site.
But obviously, this was the first time around, but I agree
Yeah.
with you that whether it be talking to the cemetery commission,
Yeah.
saying, can we park up there, or talking to the fire department, saying, what have you got going?
Yeah.
I think we all learned that, even the
Yeah.
folks on the table last night, that we have to be better about making sure everybody's been touched on.
Yeah, and I think we all agreed it was a great event. I
Yeah.
would,
It's
I
great.
think it would be good to get that group back in here and have a recap so that we iron out some of, you know, what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like, and how to improve, and get that on paper so that they
Yeah,
have an
yeah.
easier time of it
Yeah.
next time.
I think, yeah, there was, Camilla mentioned that there were 2 or 3 things that, not this past meeting, but the one before, she was here. And she just had a short little list of
Yeah,
of
we had like a
items.
few
Yeah.
little minor
Right.
points
Right.
that could use
Right.
improvement, and otherwise it was
Right.
awesome. And one of those is dessert.
Are they gonna reach
Dessert.
out to
Dessert?
me
Yeah.
to tell me that they don't need to be on the September 23rd agenda? If they're not gonna have an October?
Unless you want them there to talk to them about what,
No, we
hearing
want,
directly from them.
we don't want to do that on the 23rd. That's already, I think, a very full meeting.
Well, if they
Okay.
were gonna have an event on October 1st, they
They
would
need
need.
oh,
to be, yeah.
it does, no, as of last night, no.
Okay,
You can take them off.
Okay.
They have no intentions of doing anything in October at this point.
Great.
got it.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you. Anything for us? Any questions for us?
Not at the moment. I think it's gonna, for me, it's gonna be a busy fall because there's a lot of new stuff that I've gotta learn, and, it's also year-end stuff. I mean, there's changeover with the GIS, and
Yep.
at some point, my whole zoning database, which
We'll get through it.
somebody's just gonna have to keep me taking deep breaths, okay?
I'll bring Piper in for visits.
Jeez.
To take her for a
And,
lap.
One other, sorry to interrupt. No, there was a lot of talk about Sugarbush permits for housing, employee housing and the like. And
they've been permitted.
that's all,
Their workforce housing was permitted by the DRB, and it's been a while since I've heard anything from anybody.
yeah.
But the last I did know was that they were still working, because they start with the town, and then from there, they kind of work on through any state stuff. And I do recall Margot saying something about there had to be some additional whatever with some infrastructure above and beyond what they originally thought with their plans, the engineering plans or whatever, that the state was
I see.
requiring.
But they're done with the town, it's really.
Yes, they have their
have-
they have their
They have been
permits.
for a long time, yeah. I haven't
They
heard-
did that while we still had Peter here, I think.
And
So-
Devin.
And Devin, we used,
Yeah.
yeah, so, yeah, no, they're, yeah, for
Moving forward.
both their projects, the smaller one and the
Yeah.
larger one. And then I had also heard that there was just a pause from Altera as far as going forward,
Right,
so, yeah.
great.
So hopefully, they'll come back with, if anything, I would, maybe an amendment to the permits if they decide to make some changes. Don't know, because they need housing desperately.
Yeah. Thank you, Ruth.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Next on our agenda is short-term rental ordinance fee structure, but I'd like to offer us just like a 3-minute break. Grab a drink of water, go to the bathroom if you need to. We've been sitting here for 2 hours.
I like it. Sounds
I'm gonna
good.
do that. So we'll reconvene at 8:25. Is that what is that clock right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 8:21.
8:25.
Thank you for sending. Here's the video things because it's on the calendar.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah, he mentioned to talk to him.
So
And I guess
we'll have to
he
just
said
have
that
to figure it out.
the short
Yeah.
version
I'm
was
gonna
had
have
concerns.
to look at it more closely.
Which
Well, they have concerns.
they had concerns, and then you agreed with them. I agreed too, so.
I know somebody, maybe you gave them the names of a few engineers.
He found one, and I called another this morning,
Yeah.
because they,
I suggested McCain. I didn't know who the other two were, but I
I figured McCain's the one who has historical perspective.
Okay.
You know, he's probably the one who's been down here the most doing work. Cause I don't think it's gonna be anything other than a look-see and this is my opinion.
Right. And then, from my understanding, I guess he's, like everybody else, is massively busy and getting him out there
Yeah.
within days instead of weeks,
Yeah.
might not happen, so I could call him.
Rebecca, do you know that the light?
Into who?
Mark Bambi.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he
So
hasn't
wasted anyway.
done as much widespread work
It's like the power went out.
as McCain.
But I was like,
Yeah, but it was somebody,
It's somebody,
you know,
yeah.
if
Yeah.
number one doesn't.
I like your glasses.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen those
So
before.
Well, I always forget them and I can barely see most
Oh,
of
look at you.
It's just
One
gotten
side
worse
is-
in the last like week or
is
so.
4 and one
Your
side is
vision?
against.
Took a dive.
Helpful.
I got
So I'm
stung
like getting in the middle of
I
that.
gathered
by
that
a
actually.
wasp
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh my
so
God.
I'm like, that's,
They've been so bad this
That
year.
makes for a nice balance
Like it's like
usually.
really done some weird
Yeah,
things
so
to
we'll
my
see.
vision.
See what
On the
comes out.
eyeball.
Just real quick from
You
Candy
know,
Bar.
put a call into him tomorrow, just
About
to,
the STR fee
you know,
structure.
to see, and I'll give Mark a quick call.
Real quick.
Because there was a
No,
possibility that Mark
it's, you
was,
can skim it.
you know, to go have a look.
Yeah.
Um, you know, if you, I didn't know, we got cut off with the cell phone.
Yeah. I mean, I know Gunner's busy,
Yeah,
but I also know that he's in the valley,
right,
you know, a couple of times a week.
right.
So I figured this was not a deep study thing, it's a
No.
drive-by.
That's, yeah, and a walk around or something, so, yeah, so if he's got the time, it's kind of whoever can go
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
you know, that's kind of how it is, so. So we'll see, you know, and obviously they have to work it out,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so.
Well, she said, we're not in a hurry, we're gonna get the right thing. So,
Okay. Yeah, that's what I told him, I said, yeah.
you know, they even said they might take another look at, the Armstrong House on Senor Road.
Oh, that's Mike's, I think. right?
Yeah, I said, it may not be a
They
fabulous.
didn't have a first look at it,
Well, they seem to be familiar with it, they were just not.
online.
Maybe, they weren't really enthused about the look of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's, oh, yeah, I think curb appeal it probably lacks, but I said, it's in a very desirable
What's
location.
going on with the rest
It
of this?
probably has good views and potential,
This whole second
and
half.
it's in your price
Regarding
range.
local regulations,
There-
tax
There's
side.
no body of water anywhere
responsible
near
host-
it.
What's she getting at?
I don't know.
You're on the high ground,
Dave.
so.
Yeah, and it's.
Water
50
Where?
is available in the
kitchen.
kitchen.
I can't find the light.
It,
Maybe
it-
that's
It's
what
a
keeps
pull
us on.
string.
string.
That's,
It's an old building, Dave.
so is my house.
Do you
but I
wanna
don't
come,
have-
do you wanna come fix it?
What, the water?
No, the
No,
light.
the light. Run
Hey, Oh,
some conduit
Rebecca,
for us.
it's 8:25. Do you mind unmuting the room?
You can stop asking for my help.
We-
'cause
we
I
hadn't
can
really started yet.
Fix everything at my house.
Oh,
But
you
yes.
offered
Okay.
it the other day. Okay, thank you. Do you wanna look at this? This just came in about SDR ordinance fees from someone.
It's very light.
Okay. It is 8:25. I'm just gonna wait for Joel to get back in the room and then we'll start the meeting again. And hi Sheila.
Hey, how are you, Devin?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for coming late.
I'm realizing I just haven't been here in such a long time because I don't
'Cause
know
you-
all of the board members.
And you moved away.
And-
It's like a criminal act.
Yeah.
And can you ask people to please identify themselves when speaking?
Yes.
Yeah, when we start.
I
Okay.
guess the fire
Joel?
marshal
Yep, I
comes
just
during the daytime.
Dave, you're here. You ready?
Yes.
Let's reconvene, please. All right, short-term rental ordinance fee structure. We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago, guys, in which Camilla presented, you should have it in your folders, presented her research. We talked about wanting to sort of keep it simple, and discussing what we thought was a reasonable fee. We didn't feel comfortable making that determination in your absence. So we wanted to make sure we had a conversation with you as well.
Okay.
Kayla, you wanna add anything to that?
Nope, I think you captured it.
So I think what's on the table right now is a flat fee somewhere between $150 and $200 per unit, which we imagine will cover, from our rough calculations, will cover the cost of the software and some operating expenses for us, salary-wise. We had some conversation about, wanting to build a future system that accommodates the differences between hosted and unhosted, maybe tying amounts to the number of bedrooms with some kind of cap.
Tiering, yeah.
We just are concerned that we don't necessarily have enough information right now to do that effectively.
I'd be fine with starting with 100 for the first year, recognizing that it's the first year, and then growing into a more tiered or 200 but I mean 100, 150, 200, I could be convinced either way.
Mm-hmm. Joel, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that sounds reasonable. I don't know the history of the whole thing, so I'm like just playing catch up myself.
Yeah.
Did it,
I think one of the things that we did during the last session of why we landed at the 150 to 200 level was because we did the math of how many registrations we were expecting and how much we were expecting it all to cost us from Granicus and administering it.
I see.
So
Right.
So just to break even, we have to charge 150 to 200.
So, and Jim, you probably have these numbers better than any of us. Jim Crafts is here. Lisa, you're probably going to hear him speak up. I'm asking him a question regarding the number of units that we suspect we have in the town of Warren. I think it was somewhere around 500 or just shy.
less than that, about 470. Yeah.
470. So, and the software contract with Granicus is, I believe, $27,000 in the first year, which includes the onboarding and the annual fee, which I believe was $14,000. So we want to cover that $27,000 and the cost that we're imagining hiring an administrator to help onboard and manage the system, right? So we don't imagine that we'll get 100% compliance. Granicus has told us to shoot for 75% of 460 times whatever we think we want to charge.
Right. I think if it takes 150 to break even, or 200, we should charge that. I mean,
Yeah, I think the unknown piece, which is where Kaylee, I think you and I sort of ended up on the 200 side, is we just don't really know what it'll take for manpower from our staffing. And we don't want to get in a situation where we're adjusting the fee immediately, right? So being right, like being mindful that we need to cover the costs, and if we make a little bit of money doing that, we can learn from that moving forward. But we don't want to be in a deficit because we have committed to the townspeople that we were going to engage with this with the understanding that the registration fees will cover it.
it wasn't going to raise taxes, right?
Yeah.
All
Can you
right.
say that part again?
We committed to our residents to cover the costs of the software through the registration fees. So we want to be mindful that we're not costing the town more money by engaging in this process.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Then I think 200 makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's consistent with
What Camilla's
peer towns.
figured out.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate that, I am a believer that it will be important to modify the registration based on the impact a unit has, right? Whether it's hosted or unhosted, if it's 7 bedrooms versus 1 in someone's hosted house, those are significant differences, and I do believe that the registration fees should reflect that ultimately. Yeah, Dave.
I apologize, I'm reading this for the first time. I really don't understand the term short-term rental as defined in this ordinance.
Oh.
Fewer than 3 consecutive days and more than 14 days per calendar year.
Yes,
So if you rent it for a week,
no.
No,
They're-
30
they're-
30 days.
30, yeah, that's a typo. I remember being very confused by that as well. Dave, we have already passed the ordinance and we had multiple meetings working on that.
I know, and it's
This-
signed and it's got editorial errors, and I picked it up today.
I think that's, I'm pretty sure I know I made an edit on that document on the Google file, so it should be fixed.
That's the one Brent gave me today.
Well, tonight we're working just with the fees. We don't have time to dig through the ordinance, but if you have other comments, you're welcome to submit them to us. Are we in an appeal period right now?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any, if you have an appeal to submit, please do so, but not at this moment. Do we have any questions or comments regarding the fee structure?
So it's a flat fee of 200 being proposed with the understanding that in the future we'll look at tiering and hosted, unhosted.
Yeah, I think
splits.
that we were all in agreement
Yeah.
that that is something we would like to look at doing, if we move forward with the software. Ultimately, there's so much we don't know.
Right.
And the mission here is to register and gather data.
Good.
And how can we cover our costs to do that? So do I hear a motion to set the STR registration fee at $200 per unit?
So moved. Set the registration fee at 200 per unit.
And do we, Kaylee, seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Thank you, guys. All right, other business. I just have a quick thing about speed bumps. So we got a little bit of feedback from a few residents about the south end speed bumps potentially not being necessary, that we haven't seen a lot of speeding there. There aren't a lot of full-time residents there. It doesn't seem like there is an appetite from that population to have a speed bump in that location. Alternatively, on Brook Road, where we've had quite a lot of trouble with speeding, there has been a suggestion of making 2 speed bumps instead of the one right before School Road. And you may recall, thank you, Dave, that I floated the idea of putting a speed bump in front of Dump Road originally, thinking like sort of near where the sign entrance is. Thinking that that would be a good way to slow traffic down coming onto that intersection with Dump Road and in preparation for the school. And then potentially putting a second one sort of right before the bridge. And that if we were to do that, it would make it safer for bicyclists in particular and cars, because where we have located the first one is a challenging sight line. So yes, we will have signage where it is visible, but it's still sort of right there when you come around the corner.
Yeah.
There's also some concern about drainage, because a lot of water does sheet off of the Brook Road there, and there's a much flatter, better sightline, safer spot above the Dump Road.
These are humps or bumps?
These are humps.
Humps.
Sorry, yeah, speed humps. And then the other issue that was sort of suggested is that so much of the speeding that we see on Brook Road is people speeding up out of town. So they kind of like pass Flatiron Road and they just start gaining speed. So it may be beneficial to have a speed bump sooner in that stretch while exiting town than would be provided after the School Road.
So we have a hump at the crosswalk by the path.
Yep,
We'd have a hump by the bridge on the school side of the bridge.
on the school side of the bridge,
Then a hump
By the
above the
parking-
Dump Road.
By the
By-
parking
No,
place or further?
no, closer to the village, like sort of right before Dump Road,
Yeah, okay.
where the sign entering the village is,
Yeah.
sort of like right in that
Okay.
location.
And the hump being 6 feet up, 6 feet flat, 6 feet down.
It's not 6 feet up, it's 3
I mean,
inches.
3 inches.
3 inches up, but
Yeah.
6 feet.
Yeah, yes,
wide, 6
it's,
feet
it's
wide, yeah, yeah.
12 feet total.
Yeah.
This is
The
the
hump
hump
is
or
12
the
feet.
tape?
The hump.
The hump is 12 feet.
Hump is a table, I think.
A hump is not a table. A hump is a hump, and a table is also 3 inches tall, but it has a flat
wider.
surface of 8 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. There's no flat surface on a hump. It just
Correct. It's just a humpy hump,
6 feet to go up 3 inches and 6 feet down. Yeah.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's more curvaceous than
Yeah.
a ramp.
Gotcha.
And we're putting the crosswalks on top of the speed tables.
Only the one.
I thought we were doing the one down here too, by the library.
I don't think, no. We're only putting a crosswalk on top of the speed table at the bottom of the trail.
Right.
And we got confirmation we can do that.
Yep.
Signage has been ordered. It's ready to be picked up.
I think it's great.
So what I'm suggesting is, or I'm not sure that I do think it's a better arrangement. The 2 speed humps on Brook Road. And I'm wondering what the board thinks of that.
I think anything to slow cars down by the school, I'm a proponent of. I mean, they're not, these humps aren't that, they're not so, they're not like the bumps.
They're
not
the
as
least
harsh.
offensive
Yeah, they're not that,
of the
yeah.
speed bumps that
And they're quieter.
one can have,
Yeah.
according to Dave. He said, they're like, hey, come on, slow down.
Please,
Yeah.
there's kids here.
Right.
Cut it out.
Right. They're not. They're like the least offensive with trailers and with trucks, with large vehicles, all the things. They are the most mild. And we've asked him to keep them at the lower profile.
So it's 2 humps and a table on Brook
That
Road.
would put 2 humps and a table on
Yeah.
Brook Road, which is the road we get the most complaints about.
Oh, that's where the most kids are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
That
anything
that
we can do-
orientation would also allow us to keep the humps and the signs like out of people's direct lines of sight
Yeah.
or right outside their window, which we really did try to be mindful of, and I'm sorry if we didn't do that appropriately, Keith.
No, where you put the speed bump, there's no other place.
So the alternative is just don't put one there. then-
So
then
what
you
I'm
don't need
suggesting
sign,
is
yeah.
we've approved 5.
Yeah.
I'm saying let's not put one on the south
Let's
end
take Keys
away
and put it on Brook Road.
and put it on Brook Road. That way we're not changing the budget, but we are maybe more effectively
Yeah.
controlling the speed on Brook Road, which we know is the largest issue place.
I agree.
Yeah,
Do
there's
we
nobody,
then are we peppering more signs on Brook Road? Like, do we now have like 20 signs on that little stretch of road?
No, we're supposed to have a crosswalk sign anyway at the crosswalk, which we don't. The one in the middle of the road does not meet the state code. So that needs to be repaired. We're gonna put the speed hump sign, the speed table, and the crosswalk sign on the same set of poles on that one. Then we would have a sign indicating the speed hump by the bridge, and then we would have 2 signs coming into the village notifying you that there are speed humps ahead. One further out and one sort of right before the first speed hump.
And then would we move the speed signs that calculate what your speed is? Because we have one there, like at the corner of Flatiron, and we have one coming into the village. Like, do we
Right.
still want both of those two?
No,
Or
I
are we
think
just hoping-
that's absolutely something we could discuss because we've talked about wanting to be able to move them elsewhere. And they've just been really important there. Like I think we wanted to put some on Lincoln Gap, right, Perry?
You got one on Lincoln.
We have
yeah.
one on Lincoln Gap.
And I can say, I've seen people come down that straight at the top, at the middle.
Yeah,
They come down that straightaway, and then you can tell when they see it, and the brake lights do come on.
good, so it works.
Well,
When we had it on,
for
when we had it on the
unscientific,
access road, it worked too. I could
It certainly
see-
didn't work for the bicyclists coming through the village after the Green Mountain Spade stage race.
Well, for cars, it worked. I mean, it didn't work for every car, but it worked for
Right.
a lot of cars.
Yeah.
I think.
So I think we'll have to see how that goes, but I would imagine that the speed humps will slow people down and we will be able to utilize those speed signs in other places,
least
which
take one
would be
away.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think of doing that?
I think it's a great idea. I love it.
Joel?
I think the repetition is going to be effective. I mean, whether I like it or not doesn't
I know.
matter.
We think we all agree. Nobody really likes speed
I think
humps.
that the repetition over 3 different sections of the road is going to consistently keep people at the same rate of speed all the way up to the yield sign with
Yeah.
Main Street.
Yeah. Okay. Do I hear a motion to move the one from the south Main Street location over to Brook Road with the orientation discussed?
So moved. Move the previously discussed speed hump from South Main Street to Brook Road.
Do we have a second?
Are there any other changes we're moving for? Just that?
No,
That's
just
the only
that.
change.
I'll second. Any further discussion?
I'm just curious about the move from the South Main Street. So
Yeah.
like, did the residents decide that they didn't want it there, or people decided that there wasn't a speeding issue because it was a problem?
Yeah.
And that was brought up by a number of people.
There's a speeding issue. There's only 3 people that live down there, really. Myself, Charlie Snow, and Phil Erickson. We're the only ones. Probably Charlie is probably the worst one.
Do we have a speed sign down there?
Yeah, it
Going
doesn't really work.
into town, so I get to see how fast they're going in. They go a lot faster going the
Going
other
out.
way.
So maybe we repurpose one of those signs over there,
But
going out of town.
you know, I think it's been worse since it's 2 white lines. It's a raceway. I watched a car doing 45 today, going at least 45 in the middle of the road, and they come to that corner which is narrow. They can't see up by Phil's.
We
You know,
we are
there's a
putting
danger
more
there.
signage on the roadway that indicates that smaller lane is pedestrian and bicycle traffic. And you know, it's interesting that you're saying it's worse there, because we've heard from a lot of people that elsewhere it's confusing and it works. Like, people are confused, so they're going slower. And it is a concept that we've been moving toward in the state and in traffic control. I was just like, you know, perusing the guide the other day.
I was talking to my part-time neighbor, and he said he lived in 44 states and 9 countries, and he'd never seen markings like there in
never seen it.
Vermont.
Good, that makes people pay attention.
No, well,
they're in France does that. I mean, that's.
Yeah, it's a concept that I think a lot of places are moving
Yeah, but-
toward
but you
with
don't-
shared roadways. It's a way to indicate that there is a prioritization given to pedestrians and bicyclists.
Well, the problem is, you know, do bikes ride in the walkway or do they not? They're over there, they're in there, the dogs are walking over there, people are walking on the 1-foot side, which are right in the road. People don't understand, you know, you walk toward traffic, there's only this wide you can walk around that corner.
Right.
You gotta cross the road from the sidewalk over the road when you go in the other way. It's confusing, and I think it would be a lot better if there was a yellow line so that somebody says, this is the center of the road. And I don't know legally, but if you had 2 cars that ran into you there, who's at fault? Because the
point
road
is that
is
the point
not
is that it is a single lane road.
correct.
That's the idea. So if there are 2 cars, one has to yield to the other
Who
in the event
who's
of
at fault?
pedestrians.
You know?
I don't, but I didn't write the MUTCD code.
No,
so-
but you know, who's gonna get sued for screwing up the traffic?
Well, whoever wrote
Everyone.
MUTCD, but.
What's that?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
And that's why I'm concerned at your part, because, you know, everybody's used to a yellow lane in the center.
I understand, but we're also all used to being car-centric, and we are committing in the village to trying to shift this toward pedestrian safety. And so sometimes that means learning new modes of operating.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I walked down tonight, I walked down to the post office, I don't usually drive in the village. And, you know, I've had close calls for me running me over, and I try to do it legal. Sometimes I walk on where you're supposed to walk, sometimes I cross the road over, but there's people that walk and they're all over the place.
Well, I think that there's a double-edged sword here that we've been talking about. I've been working on another committee about educating people, pedestrians and bicyclists in particular, and drivers about how we share the road. Because that is something that used to be at the forefront of our elementary education, and we all grew up knowing, you know, you walk against traffic, you ride horses with traffic, a bicycle is a car, you follow the rules. It feels as though a lot of that has deteriorated, and that's a cultural thing that we need to potentially as a society look at addressing. And I think that starts in schools and in education programs, and we'd prefer not to do it with signage.
You know, I
Perry.
agree, but you know, I was in safety for 30-some years and in various things, and I've never heard of people more confused being safer. You know, that's something I heard when they put the mall down in the village, when I asked about lines, and they said, oh, people, when they're confused, they drive slower. That's not correct. I don't know where you get that data, but it's not correct. People are confused, wondering where they are, they're not paying attention to what they're out to do. You know, I don't know what you guys were smoking when you thought that, but it's not true. And the other thing is legally, I was talking to the sheriff down here, he said, what happens if two cars hit and they're both in their lane? Well, somebody's got to yield. Who's got to yield? And, you know, probably the person with the most money and the best lawyer is going to win out on that. And does it come back on the town because you got more money than Snuffy driving a VW Beetle? You know.
I appreciate your insights, and I think we've heard you. I know that we're following
I'm very happy that you're not
laws.
putting a speed bump. That's all I wanted. That was my goal tonight, was to get rid of one sign.
Okay.
So I'm happy.
Okay.
But
Great. Perry, did you have something to say?
Yeah, you were just saying that we don't want any more signs, which I agree. Would a sign that says two-way traffic at one end and the other end maybe
helpful.
solve at least maybe the legal, you know, who's at fault
But
thing?
isn't it a legal problem when
It's-
the striping was approved by
The
somebody,
striping
right?
is a
People are gonna sue.
nationally approved system.
Okay, so like.
I don't, like,
it wasn't
I
our thing,
can't,
right? It was
yeah. It's a
the
nationally approved
larger
system.
No,
system
and I think
said it was
legally,
okay.
both people have to yield, and so
Yeah.
if either one of them doesn't yield, they're both at fault. I'm not a lawyer, but I think that's how it would play out. This is, you both have to yield.
She was like, I did
The
not
whole
cover
point
this.
is,
Guys,
you
this
both
was
have to yield.
supposed to take us like 5 minutes, so if we could please move
Yes.
on. We have some other things to do. We have a motion on the table, we have a second. Are we ready to take a vote?
Ready.
Awesome. All those in favor of moving the speed bump to Brook Road?
Aye.
Aye. Kaylee's recusing herself, yeah?
Yep,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. All right, team. We are gonna sign some stuff and then we will have an executive session. Thank you, everybody who has been here this evening, for your participation. Bye, Jim.
Good
Okay,
night.
will you read those off for us, please?
Motion to approve payroll in the amount of $31,081.17, and a motion, or part of the same motion, approve accounts payable of $38,180.59.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All those
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye. Oh, way to go. Just wrap those up in one. That's it. That's all we have to sign.
Love it.
That's it? Motion to enter executive session
Maybe we have to approve the minutes too. no?
for, we don't have the minutes.
No.
Oh,
I think I didn't edit them fast enough. Do I have a motion to move to executive session for legal and real estate?
Yes,
yes.
Great. Second, Joel.
I second
Motion by Harvey. All those in favor?
it. Aye.
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 Hi.